Time of love, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on our channel. It is great to have you guys back. Another segment of our Q&A, which is our Q&A, with Samoanfarmer, which is the podcast edition of our channel. So it's great to have you guys back. You guys do notice I do have a bit of coarseness in my voice. It's just because I've got the flu at the moment. So I will try my best to get through this episode. I've got my sinuses are about to explode, but yeah, guys, I really hope you guys enjoy our podcast edition today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, guys, so we'll quickly jump into the questions on our channel. I did post up on our community tabs on YouTube, also on Instagram as well. So be sure to check out when I do post those up, guys, because it's probably the only place I'll find questions, get to answer your questions as opposed to going through the comments. But yeah, we'll quickly jump on to our community tabs now and see our questions. So on our community tabs, we only have about 3 questions, which is, it's about the average number of questions we usually have on our podcast. But, we're growing, so hopefully in the future we will have more. But our first question today comes from your boy Jco5812, and asking, is that the Uso J Sisinga? So I think that was based on our episode where we were harvesting taro the second time for our American Samoa export, and Jay, as he mentioned, is my wife's nephew, so he was helping us out at the farm with Ba and Loyen so that we can get the order done. So yes, that was Jay, and thank you for the question. Next question is from Hamochick9563. Good to see you again. Hi brother, if you cook taro leaves for luau, would you be able to cook it in soups or stir fry? Just curious, as I have heard it's good for you, but yeah, no clue. It's a great question though, because I have used the taro leaves before, so the ones we use for the luau. I've actually used that. It's one of my dad's recipes where he fries it with pipi, the turkey tail, and it's really good. So I've never tried it in stir fry, but I assume you can get away with it because it's still a leafy green. Excuse me, it's still a leafy green, and because we use it in well, then it makes sense that you could probably try it out with stir fries as well. I think one thing to be mindful of is that itchy sensation, you get from the taro leaves. So that's why I remove the tips of the taro leaves when I prepare the ulo or the normal luau, is because I've been told that that's where most of that itchiness, I think it's a compound called calcium oxalate, and it's mostly concentrated on the tip. So that's how you remove those. But I've never tried it in stir fry, but that's something you can try out and let me know how you go on that. So yeah, let me know how you go on that. Great question again. And our last question is from Timmy Josefa718, asking, Sup Uso, question is, did you live outside of Samoa before starting this channel in the islands? Asking because your English is 100. Shout Uso. Nah, in all honesty, I did live for a period of about 5 years in my entire life. No, make it 6 years. So in my entire life, I've lived overseas for about 6 years. When I was little, me and my dad went to New Zealand, and he had it was because of a heart condition he had. So he was, I stayed with him for a whole year in New Zealand for treatments, and then the rehab stuff and the normal checkups. But I was pretty young that time, probably 12 years old. And I stayed in New Zealand for a whole year, then returned back to Samoa. And then the second time I lived overseas for a period of more than 6 months was during my undergrad, in which I studied at the University of Canberra, in Canberra, Australia. And that was for about 3 years. And then the most recent time I've lived outside of Samoa for 2 years was when I did my master's in Auckland, New Zealand, and that was for about 2 years. So in total, that was about 6 years. I'm now 32 years old, and in that 32 years, only 6 of that was when living overseas. but the majority of my lifetime, I have lived here in Samoa. So grew up here in Samoa, came through the whole education system, grew up in the village, my dad's village in Whanalili, and then the whole Samoan upbringing. So yeah, I know it does come, it's a bit surprising for some of our viewers that the English is up there, but I think majority of the English that I speak is highly influenced by my upbringing, because I do watch. It's quite funny because you wouldn't expect a little Samoan kid watching a lot of American TV shows, but I've watched a fair amount of TV shows. So my dad was you know traveled a lot between America, and he used to bring back the this TV series called Cheers. So we'd watch that. Also Friends. Um, there was a lot of that Looney Tunes. So we're actually one of the very first families to have a VCR back then. If you know what a VCR is, if you're too young to know that, then it's some next level. I don't know, you won't find VCRs today. Sorry, I was just grabbing some coffee. My daughter bring over some coffee, so you won't find out what VCRs is today, but such ancient technology. Then after that, we had DVDs. Then after that, we had flash drives, and now everything's streaming, just like our YouTube channel. But yeah, great question, and I guess that's the reason why I really like YouTube, is because you know I get to speak that English, that I freely speak on my normal daily routines and stuff. So I do speak Samoan fluently, but I also speak English very fluent as well. So it's one of the blessings that has helped me not only in my YouTube venture, but also in my careers as a police officer, as a scientist, and also all the other endeavors I wish to do, because English does help. And that's why it's important to stay in school, kids, because education is the key to success. And I truly believe that. But then there's a specific point in your education where you just realize that you can do more than working to a 9 to 5 job and become a YouTuber. All right, guys, I guess that is the end of our questions. Oh, I did remember one question just at the top of my head. I can't remember who said it, but they were asking if we did tours on the plantation. So that's something we really wanted to do, and I was actually very, very convinced to start a little bit of, not really a tour company, but just like a small tour, not a business, but a tour destination I can offer to tourists, or tour operators here in our country, just so that people can have that camp setting, also have a look at the plantations as well. So that was something I really wanted to look into, but not at the moment. So we can offer tours, but it's not paid at the moment. But if we do in the future, we'll definitely let you guys know here on our YouTube channel, and also on our Instagram and Facebook pages. So stay tuned. It is something that we can offer, just like how we offered a tour with our South Korean friend Jay, who also runs a YouTube channel. So that's something we can give to our you guys free of charge for now. I mean, but obviously if it does become more consistent, then we would have to, just to make a little bit of money to cover the time and costs that we're giving the tours, which is time away from doing our normal farm routines. But it's something I'll look into, and I'll definitely let you guys know on our channel, so don't worry. All right. All right, let's move on to our next segment. All right, guys, so we are now on to the next segment on our podcast, which is Up to Date with Samoanfarmer. And this is where we look at some of the articles, recent articles that I find interesting, and maybe you might find interesting too, and we can share some thoughts about it. So one of the interesting articles in the Samoa Observer is recently was titled "Samoa Gives 500 Giant Clams to American Samoa." So I think that was when the Minister of Agriculture traveled to American Samoa with 500 clams. But in the article it says it's about creating that type of partnership, but also building capacity in them. So I think it's some sort of effort towards American Samoa having clams for themselves, but also growing that industry as well. So that's very interesting. And it's something I did one of the things I did want to try out, because they're also like, there's the sea, and I do want to start fishing, or maybe some sort of small farm in the sea, especially looking at if you guys know sea grapes. So if you guys know sea grapes is in huge demand at the moment, and it's I found out that you could hydrate it and dehydrate it, and it'll still retain its quality. So I wanted to start like a small sea grape farm, and then hopefully you look to create it in in a packaging, and then sell it again for overseas markets. But clams was one of those things I was actually looking into as well, but it's just, I guess, that time period of waiting as well. I mean, I'm also, it's no different from waiting for taro anyway, so I might as well wait for the clams. But it's something interesting and something I wanted to look into. So that's a great partnership between American Samoa and Samoa as well. And I love the fact that the Minister of Agriculture is doing a lot more frequent trips towards American Samoa. Just getting the trust, the reliability of our exports coming to American Samoa. As you guys know, we did export taro by ourselves, so we opened up a market. We found a market, and we've been consistently supplying taro for the past 3 weeks now of November. So that has been a great, I think, one of the results from that partnership, that the Minister of Agriculture has been doing a lot for the bond between American Samoa, and one of the outcomes of that Samoa Atoa meeting they had. So kudos to the Minister of Agriculture for doing that, but also helping us farmers with the exports as well. So that was a nice article. Our next one article is titled PM Fiame, Prime Minister Fiame meets with King Charles. Now this meeting, I think it was because we are hosting the CHOGM meeting next year, which is the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting being held here in Samoa. Now, can you believe that the Commonwealth Heads of Government are coming to Samoa, and that's including King Charles. King Charles in England, that guy, he will be here in Samoa next year. So that is a very big effort and very big achievement, a very big achievement by the Samoan government. Which I understand was in the talks by the previous government all the way coming up here. So it's been probably 10 years in the planning and stuff, or probably even 4 or 5, probably 4 or 5. So it's been in the talks for quite a while now, and it's happening next year here in Samoa. Now, I wanted to mention this article because in order to host something big like this, the capacity of the nation has to be able to meet the demands of what that meeting. So we saw during the Small Island Developing Nations meeting, the SIDS meeting, which I was at that time, I was part of the police, so I was actually posted inside the UN security. I was part of the UN security team, and we were posted inside in the small venues where they were having the meetings. And during that time, to the lead up to that, the Prime Minister at the time, Tulepa, was actually telling all the farmers, to grow food, get everything ready, because we need food during that meeting. So fast forward now to the CHOGM meeting, and I've just been, that's one of the things that we've been working around, was having that meeting in our head and knowing that we had to plant as much taro, as much bananas, manioka. We had to get our veggies on the way, just so that on the week of the meeting there's quite a large supply, and that's going to be a great revenue for the farmers of Samoa to supply food during that time. So it's going to be, I think it's probably going to be at least 5,000 international people here in the country for that meeting, and that's a lot of people to feed, including your population. So that's if the farmers can meet the expectations, the dietary expectations, and the food requirements of that meeting, man, that's going to help all the farmers in Samoa. So that's why I wanted to highlight that article there, because it has great potential for our farmers coming up next year. So we'll be on the lookout for that. All right, our next article is, and possibly our final, because it's been November's been our agriculture has not been in the news lately, especially during we had another COVID wave come back in because of the cases in New Zealand. So we anticipated that the COVID cases would arise. So as you can see, we did have new positive cases here in Samoa, but also because it's been a lot of I don't know, there wasn't that much news in the agriculture because there was quite a lot going on in terms of politics, and all these other things. So I guess that's the reason why there's not much articles in the newspaper about agriculture. But one of the articles I wanted to tell you guys about it's titled Sky Eye Pacific opens new office. Now Sky Eye is one of the really leading technology companies here in Samoa, and I actually approached them via email, about a possible collaboration that they could tag um, help me with this tracking technology that they have with their cars and stuff. So they do a lot of that work, which is one of the many works they do. And they offer that service where they help government ministries, track the vehicles, their respective vehicles, and things such as fuel consumption, speed, and stuff, as an attempt, to try and lower down costs and stuff. But I wanted to use that technology on the cattle farm only because since we started the cattle farm, I've lost two bulls, and the most recent one was this week. We bought a bull, got it transported here in the evening. You guys can see the photo there, and then the next day it was gone, and now we can't find the bull. So that's another investment down the drain. But we know it's within the area. We just haven't had the time to properly go look for it. So Pa and Jay has been trying to find it, but because we were busy with exporting taro, that's another reason why we haven't had time to go find the bull. But we know that it's in the area because usually it'll probably go along. It'll probably find other cows and then hang out with them. So that's one of the things. But if we had that technology, we would have just jumped on the app. All right, where are you, mate? Yeah, you know what I mean. But that's unfortunate that we lost that bull. But hopefully we can get it back. Probably we want to get it back as soon as possible, but don't want to leave it too long because if we leave it too long, then it's sayonara bull. All right, and that brings us to the end of our up-to-date segment. Please let me know, guys, what you guys think of our articles. What you guys think about it. Maybe what your personal views are in comparison to mine, and we can talk about it. But yeah, we'll move to the next segment and probably the final segment on our podcast. Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back. We are now on our final segment, which is the up to date, well, not up to date, but updates on the farm. So sorry, guys. Just trying to get through the flu at the same time, trying to record this because I know I need to get it up by tonight. So I hope you guys appreciate the effort. But updates on the farm. So far, it's been probably one of the most busiest months in my life. This month has been absolutely, like, I don't know how I've made it up to this last day of November. It was very difficult, very busy. So as you guys know, I did travel to Fiji at the beginning of the month, and then as soon as I got back, we were into exports, exporting taro. On that week, on the week I was in Fiji, and then on the week when I was back, and then this week again. So it's been 3 weeks straight we've been exporting taro, and the exports have become really good. So that was something we were really proud of. In our recent one, which was on this week, we actually sourced some taro from the farmers here in our district. So that was a great success, because that's part of the reason why we wanted to do this, because we wanted to give back somehow to the farmers. We have been a victim of those exporter taro exporters. Remember, if you guys remember that we were supplying taro at one time for one exporters, and they paid us $75 Samoan tala for 23 kilos, and we supplied I think it was about 20 sacks, and we only got 1,500. And I knew that from that day on that it was quite worthless doing this, and that I needed to find a market for our own market to supply. So as you can see, we have succeeded in getting out, establishing our markets in American Samoa. And what we did was we actually came back, had a talk with Uncle and my wife on how we can do this sustainably, because obviously we can't keep harvesting our farms, our plantations, and at the same time, keep shipping taro because the growth of the taro is not going to keep up, and our current plantations won't have enough time to mature. So we decided, all right, so we've been in this situation before. We know that $75 is not worth it, especially for farmers. So what we did was we planned it, and we came up with $100 for 23 kilos. So that's an absolute, in my opinion, it's a great price, and that's the price we started off with. So this week we were buying taro from some of the farmers around our district, and that's the price we've been going with, $100 for 23 kilos. So 100 and Samoan tala for 23 kilos, and the farmers really enjoyed it. And because we came through that process, we've been through that phase where we knew that $75 won't cut it. We tried to put it up to $90, and we still felt like we could do better, so we put it to $100. And at $100, barely making a profit. I think we're about so if we take out for $100, we'll probably make 10% 10 to 15% profit on the total amount that we get from the taro. So I think that was the goal, was to not be greedy with the money, but give it back to the people that need it the most. Obviously, when we do harvest our own taro, then that'll be where we'll get 100% profit. But in the meantime, the majority of the money has to go back to the farmer that actually is putting in the time and effort to grow that. So that's one of the great things, and one of the updates that we have here on the farm was that we were able to do that for the farmers here in our district. And hopefully sometime soon we'll open up an announcement on our business Facebook page, which is the Maunga Agro Farming Establishment, and then we'll announce it. I know that there are other farmers who are doing $90 for 23 kilos. Some are doing 120. I think some are even doing 200. But at $100, because we're just starting up, we're barely making any profit. So but that was the goal of doing that, was because we knew that we've been in that situation before, and we don't want the farmers to think that their hard-earned crops that they've worked on is not bang for buck. So that's why we increased it to $100, and it's been received really well. So that's the current updates on the farm. We've also we are trying to plant as many. Sorry, had some movement on the side there and thought it was a ghost. So we have been planting a lot of taro during the past few months. It has slowed down a bit on the operations because we've been investing. We have been investing more and more time into harvesting taro and getting the orders ready. So that's something we'd like to look into, is to just have the growing team grow each week, and then have the team sourcing taro until our taro is ready to harvest. So that's one of the developments on the farm. Another update here at the farm is that on our channel. So another update on our channel is that we now have channel memberships. So guys, if you do want to help the channel, this will be probably the great way for you guys to help out. If you guys want to help the channel grow, provide me with tools and stuff, be a member of our Ainga membership, which is only $4.99 US to be a member of it, and that's a monthly subscription, and that will help me a long way to create better content for you guys. Especially I see that you guys love the channel, so that Ainga membership has perks, and one of those perks is that I give you guys priority comments. So as soon as you guys post a comment, I will quickly reply to it. As you guys see, I think there's probably like 4 or 5 videos that I haven't replied to anybody's comments, and only because that I've been so stressed out and so busy with stuff here at work, at the farm and at work, couldn't have time to reply to any comments. But I tried, but I didn't want to stop posting content because I know you guys love the content. So that's why, although I haven't been replying, I have been reading. Every time a comment pops, I'll quickly read it and then get back to whatever I was working on. But when you are with our Ainga memberships for $4.99 a month US, you will get that priority comments and also some other perks such as gifts and emojis. So guys, be sure to join that if you want to help out the channel. It'll greatly help me as well, and help me creating better content. So be sure to check that out. Another update is on our website. So our website is probably the most challenging thing at the moment. only because I couldn't build it myself. I've wasted probably $300 trying to build it myself. But I am now in the talks with one of the companies based in New Zealand who have offered and reached out. I reached out to them and they've accepted, and we're hoping to work out a plan where they can help me build that website so that I can make, we can get our merch online and sell more products to you guys that you guys would enjoy buying to help our channel out. So hopefully that comes up sometime before Christmas. I'm trying my best to get it done, but there's just so much going on at the moment, with the farm and the family and stuff. So if not, then we'll probably be looking to target next year, February or March. But I really want to get that website up. But yeah, I think that's most of the updates on here on our farm. So I think everything's been going really well. I've been quite busy because I've actually had a job interview for a promotion. Then after that, my dad was in the hospital. He's been discharged, but still, in that phase. We're just trying to carefully monitor his condition. It's just a bad infection that he's had. I've got a lot of stuff going on at work, so especially going towards Christmas, a lot of the work just sort of crams in at the one time. So trying our best to get it all done just before Christmas and get all the work related stuff out of the way so we can focus on making great content. So I guess that's one of the biggest challenges we're having at the moment. It's just trying to find time to get everything done. Especially with our channel and stuff. So I do apologize, guys. I have been quite slack lately, but trying my best to make as much content as possible. But trust me, when we're in the Christmas season and the New Year season, I'll be having free time to make so much good content. So I'm really looking forward to my time off from work and actually making great content for you guys. So something to look forward. And another big announcement: we have surpassed 6,000 subscribers. All because of you guys. Just want to say thank you, guys. Really appreciate the growth on this channel, guys. When I started this YouTube channel, I didn't think I could make it up to maybe 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. But the fact that we've hit 6,000 subscribers on the 1-year anniversary of this channel, and it's been, it's been a real blessing to have you guys join the journey with me, and from the bottom of my heart, just want to say thank you, guys. But can we make it to 7,000 before Christmas? That's the question, So if you guys want to help me out, get to 7,000 subscribers, please share the channel, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, with your family and friends. Share the channel as much as you guys. If you guys love it, please guys subscribe, because I've seen the statistics, and the majority of the people that watch don't actually press subscribe. Now, I think it was about 87%. Now, some people might like the channel, some people might not, but if you do enjoy it, that's all I ask is subscribe. And yeah, guys, hopefully we can make it up to 10,000 before July next year. And that's one of the goals that I'll be targeting, to hit 10,000 subs before July next year. So join me on that journey, and we'll get this. We're going to get it done. And I think that's one of that crave growth mindset I told you guys about, is that when I create a goal, focus, lock in on it, and then just hammer it. Just plow. You know what I mean? It's something I'm looking forward to. And the only way I can get to 10,000 subscribers is to create content, and that's something that I'm really going to invest into. Is creating better and better content. But I guess yeah, guys. It's just been a blessing having you guys as part of this audience. Joining us on the journey. I really appreciate, guys, and I couldn't have done it without you. So I just want to say thank you again. From everyone since day one, to everyone that donated during our super chats, to our new members, just want to say thank you, guys. Those who have joined our memberships, our eyeing memberships. Sorry, guys. So the batteries ran out. The battery's gone down to 15%, and that's why the flash has gone out. So as you guys can see, it's as soon as I got home from work, straight to our studio, so flash and then onto the creating this podcast. So, I hope you guys appreciate the effort we put into making the content. And, I just want to say thank you guys. Really, really appreciate it. I love the growth. I love the comments, both negative and positive. Sometimes borderline humorous and joking, insulting, but love it, guys, because, that's all part of, that's what you get. No one asked you to, no one asked you to jump on YouTube, so deal with the comments. So, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that, we can go back and forth with our comments and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys. But I think that'll be us for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Be sure to check out our community tabs for our Christmas podcast, which will probably be a very interesting one. I'm already starting to plan it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share our channel, and we'll definitely catch you guys on our next episode. Until then, God bless, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon.